Whose kid is this, Nathan?
What the hell is wrong with you, Emma?
I always suspected my fiancé was cheating on me, but with my best friend, Amber, and on the same day, I find out he has a child with another woman.
Well, answer the question. Whose kid is this? God, Emma, you're so unhinged.
Just wait for me in my office, okay?
By the way, Chica, you're really neglecting your skincare regimen.
Yes, the kid is mine. But here's another thing. We're done.
What?
I can't do this anymore, Emma. You're different. You look like a... Okay, clearly you let yourself go. You're really annoying, and honestly, you just bum me out.
But I saved myself for marriage for you.
Okay.
And I gave up my modeling career to support your entertainment business. Does that mean nothing to you?
Well, people change. And I'm sick of pretending like we haven't. So, we're done. Okay?
Is the kid Amber?
Oh my God, see, now you just sound crazy. I really do hope you get some help. But in the meantime, I'm very glad my son does not have you as a mother. Cheers.
I was an ex-model with no job, no fiancé, no friends, and no money. How did my life turn out like this? How did I become so powerless?
What the hell does he want?
Bad day for a catch-up, Mr. Boris.
Aha! There she is, the woman of the hour.
You know, it's really funny. I don't really think I can think of a single thing that could justify you calling me, you spineless.
Emma, just get to the office.
Why would I ever come back to the office? Remember when you fired me?
You are a millionaire.
I'm sorry, excuse me?
It'll be easier to tell you in person. How soon can you get down here?
Is this a joke? Because I really don't find it funny.
I figured you'd say that. That's why I had my assistant send you a copy of the wire transfer we made directly into your account.
Wire transfer. That's definitely my account. That means Mr. Boris isn't with me.
How is this even possible?
Just get your down here, okay? I don't have all day.
But Mr. Boris... Me? A millionaire?
Don't stress, Stephen. Kaleidoscope is not gonna go under.
We lost $8 million. My company is royally so are you stupid or are you oblivious?
What about the party tonight?
What about the party?
Maybe you can ask Global Entertainment to lend you some money. Maybe Star King?
Star King is a sinking ship. Global CEO is MIA. Why don't you get me a drink? Neither of them are gonna come through for me. Okay? So start thinking of another idea, genius.
Well, there's always
What?
Oliver Trask.
The billionaire who partnered with Elon on Galaxy Tribe? Now that's someone I could talk to.
So, you better turn your charm on and get ready to get in bed with Elon.
Don't talk about getting in bed around me. We just have to figure out what to do with Emma. Once she's out of the picture, the world is our oyster.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I couldn't believe I was back. It all felt surreal.
Miss Miller, I've heard so much about you. Right this way. I am a huge fan of yours. You're legendary around here, you know?
Wait, can I ask you what's going on?
Oh, you'll find out in a second. Congratulations.
What are you talking about?
Emma Miller. Is this showbiz or what? I mean, one moment you're down and the next you are up! So, are you ready for the shock of a lifetime?
Mr. Morris, what's going on?
3 years ago, you were the only one around here looking to diversify our portfolio. And this is what you had us invest in. All these stocks are what you vouched for.
Okay. So?
You know, I forgot we even had these stocks until I got a call from our banker this morning.
Mr. Boris, what happened to the stocks?
What happened, Emma? Is that these quadruple?
What?
Oh my God! Now look, Emma. I want you to be the new face of this company.
The face of the company.
Oh yeah, believe it, girlie. Now listen, when I first hired you, I had my doubts. I mean, could a supermodel actually manage investments? Well, kid, you proved to be the real deal. So, come back. I'm begging you.
I started this day as a loser with a fiance who treated me like trash.
You have a kid, Nathan? When were you gonna tell me about that, huh? We're about to get married!
Now I'm about to run one of LA's most powerful entertainment fashion conglomerates. I accept, but I have conditions. No one can know about my new role, not yet.
Great. Let's sign the contract.
And I'll need an assistant.
Monica! Meet your new assistant.
Is that all?
We lost $8 million. My company is royally.
I needed to humiliate Nathan as bad as he humiliated me. Actually, Monica, I'd like to buy some shares of Kaleidoscope Entertainment. Say $8 million worth.
Whoa, hold on. They're doing horrible.
So is Star King. I have a feeling that with new leadership, it could benefit both companies, don't you think?
I'll get those trade papers ready, Miss Miller.
Okay, wait, Emma, couldn't this look like a conflict of interest?
And why is that?
In the way of Nathan Davis. He is your fiance, is he not? I mean, some people might think you are bailing him out.
Oh, I'm not bailing anyone out. I'm taking back my power.
Welcome back, my finance heads. This is episode 309 of Bye.
Ooh, look at you! I think you're wasting a perfectly good suit on a party with Emma when you could be going to the new sushi restaurant with me.
Finance.
Everyone's
Use my
talking
code
about it.
510.
Well, don't tell me to get
10% off
some.
your next purchase from Greenlight.
Turn that up.
Let's see what we got news this week. It's been a crazy week, man. Breaking news: Star King Entertainment has bounced back with new fresh funds and a mysterious new CEO.
You think the new CEO will be at the party tonight?
If they are, you have to make sure Little Miss Deadbeat doesn't take a step toward them.
And I just want to confirm that the Victoria Auction House will be sending me a certificate of authenticity for the necklace.
Victoria Auction House, please. How could she afford anything there?
Hey, who was that? TJ Maxx? Walmart?
I'll be getting ready now, Nathan.
What the got into her?
You underestimate me, Nathan. I've still got it.
Let's go, we're gonna be late. I mean, what is taking so long? You know, I'm glad we're broken up.
Aww. Me too. Come on, let's not be late.
What just got into her?
Yep. Right where I want him.
Smile and don't embarrass me.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Hey, lift your chin next time.
Oh, thank you.
Is this Voo?
I apologize. Can I get you?
No, it's fine. I have a deal to close, so walk around, mingle, don't embarrass me. You know the drill. Huh?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Excuse me.
You drunk already?
But no. I've just had a single
Relax,
sip, I
I'm
swear.
totally kidding. I just thought you could use a laugh after Mr. Manners there was a total douche to you.
Nathan looks so desperate. He has no idea that Star King is about to buy 8 million shares of his company. Yeah, he's charming, huh? Well, joke's on him because he doesn't realize the fate of his company lies in my hands.
Mischief, I love it.
Well, who doesn't love a little mischief?
Speaking of, I should probably chug this, because I'm going to give a speech here in a bit. Nothing like liquid courage. I don't know if you heard, I'm the guest speaker.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think I'm just trying to impress you. Even though you are engaged.
I am, but if I'm being totally honest, I find you very charming.
See, that's funny because I also find you pretty charming. I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Emma. Emma Miller.
Nice to meet you, Emma Miller. I'm,
Emma! Emma! Oliver, can I call you Ollie? I think you will find that Kaleidoscope's roster is right up your alley.
Wow. Emma Miller, right?
Yeah, you know me?
Weren't you that model who peaked like years ago?
That is very funny. Isn't that funny, Emma?
No, actually, that's not funny at all.
Well, here, take my business card in case you ever need some money.
Oh, roasted!
I don't think there's much room left with Nathan's head stuck up there, huh?
Are you trying to embarrass me right now?
Settle down, Nathan. I am willing to partner with you. And here's a little token from me. Call it a sick new paperweight for your desk.
It's perfect.
Lucky for me, as a past supermodel, I know my rare gems.
I won't let you down.
This doesn't even have the artisan mark. This is a knockoff.
How dare you, of all people, insult me?
she can insult whoever she wants.
Who are you?
After all, Emma loves mischief.
What the?
Why don't you take your trust fund boy hands off her, okay, Chief?
Yeah, I don't have time for this. Peace out, losers.
I don't even know you. Oliver, I'm not a loser.
Mischief. Turns out we both like it.
Thank you for ruining my deal. We are leaving now.
Who was this guy?
I'm coming.
I don't know what has gotten into you. I feel like you left the house this morning and you came back a completely different person.
Well, maybe I'm just tired of being underestimated.
Well, maybe I like it.
Well, after everything that happened today, I don't think I could ever trust you again.
Well, you don't have to trust me.
Let the games begin, Nathan.
Monica?
Someone just bought out Star King Entertainment. Even Mr. Forrest has been ousted.
Wait, what? By who?
His name is Eric Roberts. Sending you a photo of him now.
Oh my god, it's him. Wait, Monica, I think I met him last night.
Well, good, because he wants to meet you today. Like, right now.
Right now?
Yes, at the courthouse. He asked that you be discreet. I don't know why. Look, Emma, I hear you can be pretty ruthless.
After finally getting my power back, I was not gonna let go of it so easily.
Well, so can I.
I'm so sorry to bother you. Do you know if Nathan Davis lives here? I can't get a hold of him, and well,
Don't worry. Nathan will answer for his actions.
Miss Miller?
Yes?
I'm Eric Roberts' assistant. You can come with me.
Wait, what's this?
Your wedding dress, ma'am.
My what?
I heard you want revenge. And I have a solution for you. I need a wife. It's an old antiquated rule my grandfather put into place before I can take control of the company. I've got some conditions, but nothing we couldn't figure out. So, what do you say, Emma Miller? Want to get married?
Why does Eric need a bride? And why does he choose Emma? Will Emma exact her revenge on Nathan? And will Emma go through with the wedding?
Emma felt that meeting Eric was the luckiest thing that could have happened to her. He had no reason to use her. They wouldn't need to spend much time together, and he wouldn't require her to love him. He had no shortage of other women who would sleep with him, so she wouldn't have to worry about fulfilling that part of the marriage. Most importantly, marrying him would make Nathan regret what he'd done. The wedding passed in a blur. In less than 30 minutes, Emma held the marriage certificate in her hands. From now on, she was a wife, and Eric Roberts was her husband. "Mr. Roberts, can we talk?" Emma asked. "Just get in the car first." Eric put his sunglasses back on as he walked out of the building. The newly married couple sat in the back of his Rolls-Royce. Emma nervously looked at Eric before saying, "Thank you for marrying me. If you need anything from me in return, please let me know. I have 2 simple requests from you." "Well," he responded tiredly as he loosened his collar. "First, unless you don't have a choice, please don't reveal our relationship to anyone just yet. Second, I would appreciate it if you don't interfere in my personal matters. But don't worry, I have no intention of having a relationship with another man." Eric gave a slight smirk, and Emma felt his powerful aura sweep through the car. "I can promise you those 2 things for now, but after a 6-month trial, I will publicly announce our marriage." "That's fine with me," Emma nodded. "Also, I don't believe that a married couple should live apart. Take a few days to pack up your belongings, but then I'd like you to move in with me. My assistant Luke will be in touch to give you the address." Emma had no objections. She nodded again and said, "I agree." After they made their verbal agreement, Emma got out of Eric's car, got into her own, and drove away. Eric's assistant sat in the driver's seat and looked at his boss in the rearview mirror. "Mr. Roberts, do you want to return to the office? Or would you like to return to the mansion to give your family the news?" "Follow Emma and report her every move to me," Eric ordered and stepped out of the car. As the president of an international entertainment agency, he had heard Emma's name before. He remembered that she'd once been a famous model. 3 years ago, she had rejected an offer from a top entertainment agency, Star King, and gotten herself blacklisted. Eventually, she had announced that she was signing with Global Entertainment, and rumors of her relationship with Global's boss, Nathan Davis, had begun to swirl around the industry. But Emma's story had only just begun. In all honesty, she had never realized she was so brave. She had actually married a stranger. And what was done was done. There was no point in having regrets. She returned to her car. Just as she was about to start the engine and head home, she received a phone call from Nathan. "Emma, where are you right now?" "Out in front of City Hall, about to go home," Emma replied casually, keeping her voice calm. "Amber has a very important show, and I need you to fill in for her right away. I'll tell the makeup artist to provide you with a mask. No one will be able to tell it's you." He was clearly talking to her as her boss, not as her fiancé. "Since Amber is injured, you'll have to take this on." "Didn't you say that Amber got hurt on stage? If so, the media should already know she's injured." "True, but I've told them that she's still going to show up, even with her injuries." "I've told you what I need you to do, so just do it." He was absolutely shameless. In the past, Emma had done stupid things like this for Amber without even realizing she was being used, but she wasn't going to do it anymore. Emma stayed calm, at least on the outside. She said, "Okay, let me know the time and address, and I'll head over there now." "Thank you, Emma. You and I are about to get married, and Amber's star is on the rise. You can help give her career a boost." "I'll give her a boost for sure." Emma responded, keeping her hidden meaning to herself. I'll hang up then. Let's have dinner later. Nathan had no idea that the tables had turned. He was probably sitting at Amber's bedside right now, tenderly watching over his secret lover. Emma hung up the phone and called her manager. Nathan wants you to stand in for that B-grade model? Yelled Lisa. Is he joking? If you hadn't stepped away from the spotlight, she wouldn't even be working. Lisa, I've already agreed, Emma replied calmly. Are you really going to do this? Lisa was almost spitting in anger. When Emma had stepped back from her career, Lisa had been dragged down with her. Emma knew that Lisa just wanted to stick up for her. You don't need to worry. I won't be stupid. I won't let them use me. Emma, are you saying you have a plan? Amber is desperate to convince the media that she's attending the show because she doesn't want anything to hurt her chances for the top 10 model awards. Can you help me by paying a visit to the hospital? I see what you're getting at. You want to prove that she was still at the hospital during the show and reveal it to the public. No, I have bigger news. She's pregnant, and the child is Nathan's. I want to tell the media that Nathan has used me over and over to fill in for Amber during her shows, but I need your help finding the evidence. Don't worry, Emma. You can count on me. Emma felt unusually calm. She was going to treat them like they had treated her. Emma quickly gathered her belongings and drove to the venue for the show to meet with Amber's assistant, Gary. What took you so long? Quick, come and get your makeup done. What type of show is it today? Emma asked as Gary hurried her down the hallway. Nothing special, he replied. She knew that it was far more than nothing special. In fact, it was a jewelry show for the famous French brand Belle Amé. After this show, Amber would be able to sign on as Belle Amé's spokesperson. Her injuries would keep her from this opportunity unless Emma filled in for her. Amber's assistant had lied to her. Had she always been this easy to trick? Emma wondered. You will appear in the grand finale, presenting this piece of jewelry, said Gary, pointing to the piece she would be wearing. Then he ordered the makeup artist to get started. Did Nathan really think that a mask would hide her identity? Meanwhile, Eric's assistant Luke had been following Emma's every move and overheard that she would be filling in for Amber. He reported back to Roberts, who ordered Luke to make arrangements. I'm going to this jewelry show, he said. Make it happen. Yes, Mr. Roberts. Classical music was playing throughout the halls of the Brooklyn City Center. The show had begun. Emma's makeup was complete. She was now standing in front of the mirror in the dressing room. Her beautiful golden mask gave off a mysterious aura. She was absolutely stunning. Gary, Amber's assistant, was speechless. Even if Emma stands completely still, he thought, she'll still be the center of attention. Amber will certainly get the contract now. He told Emma, you will descend onto the stage on a chair that will be lowered from the rafters. This bracelet is the crown star. Let me put it on you. Gary unclasped the bracelet and carefully put it around Emma's wrist. However, Emma was slimmer than Amber, and the bracelet was too big. With every small movement of her arm, it slid around. The gold bracelet had been designed by the founder of Belle Amé for his beloved daughter. A crown encrusted with diamonds was the centerpiece, with a star set on either side of it, like two parents protecting their precious child. It's too big, said Gary in a state of panic. How are you going to wear it? Do you trust me? Emma said. Right now, I have no other option, Gary said. In that case, leave it to me, Emma reassured him. Emma smiled and nodded, then lifted the hem of her dress slightly so that she could move quickly toward the back of the stage. With the mask in place, her face was fully concealed. Her legs, though, were unique. 3 years ago, one of Emma's claims to fame had been having the most beautiful legs in the world. Just as everyone thought the show had already reached its climax, Emma descended gracefully to the stage on a chair. The spotlights illuminated her, but the crown star was nowhere to be seen. Whispers ran through the crowd while stylists and assistants frantically started searching for the jewelry that was meant to be the highlight of the show. Forgetting the audience, they even pushed back Emma's sleeves and raised the hem of her gown, displaying her lovely, pale, long legs. Legs so beautiful, they were unforgettable. Just as quickly as the whispers had started, they stopped. Emma elegantly raised her arm, tilted her head back, and lifted her left leg, striking a beautiful dance pose. The crown star appeared sparkling magnificently around Emma's ankle. Everyone froze in amazement. The sight of Emma leaning back in the chair, flowing from one striking pose to the next, was mesmerizing. The audience rose to their feet and gave Emma a standing ovation. Among the crowd, hidden away at the back, Eric was completely focused on Emma. His new wife, once New York's top model, was in her glory. Standing in for a B-grade model, despite the 3 years that had passed since her last appearance, she was just as exciting as she'd ever been. She was born for the runway. After Emma's final pose, the show came to a satisfying end. Bellamy's founder, Julius Taylor, was thrilled with her performance and the crowd's reaction. But because he was backstage, he hadn't yet realized that the model on the runway was actually Emma, not Amber Lee. He walked out on stage and approached Emma. He offered his hand to help her off the chair, led her to the head of the runway, and then bowed to the audience. Thank you, everyone, and of course, thank you, Amber, for a spectacular performance. Emma stayed silent, simply responding with an elegant nod of her head. Suddenly, a high-pitched voice said, "That isn't Amber! I know Amber, and she doesn't have such long legs." The applause stuttered. The voice called out again, "If you're Amber, take off your mask." Murmurs of doubt and disbelief multiplied and grew louder as the crowd began to wonder just who this phenomenal model was. "Miss Amber, please remove your mask," requested Julius. Emma hesitated, but then slowly slid the mask up her face as the audience held their breath. With the mask removed, the crowd immediately recognized her for who she really was. It's Emma Miller! Questions were being murmured all around the room. Emma had been blacklisted after stepping back from her work years ago, but would she really stoop so low as to impersonate another model? Whose idea was this? Was she deliberately creating hype, or had she been forced to step into this role? Emma! It's actually Emma! A swarm of reporters quickly surrounded her, peppering her with questions. "Miss Miller, could you please explain what's going on? Amber was supposed to be today's model. Why are you here instead? Miss Miller, you were blacklisted 3 years ago. Are you trying to take this opportunity to announce a comeback? Miss Miller, are you taking advantage of Amber's injuries to steal her opportunity to represent Bellamy? Emma, are you just trying to create hype? You must have known Amber was injured." The reporters' questions grew more and more intense, and some people in the audience began shouting insults. "Bellamy is Amber's gig! Give it back to her!" Emma was already beginning to panic under the onslaught when Julius turned on her in fury. "I am going to sue Global for breach of contract. I asked for Amber, not some third-rate model." He had no idea just how famous Emma had been 3 years ago. All he knew was that this controversy was ruining his show. "I'll see you in court," he snarled at Emma. "Get out of here. You do not deserve to be standing on my runway." His sharp voice echoed through the building, temporarily quieting even the reporters. But Emma couldn't move. She had prepared herself for this moment, but the humiliation still stung. "Go on, get lost!" Then, from the end of the stage, a deep voice cut through her shock. "Well, it's clear that someone needs to get lost." Everyone turned to look for the source of the authoritative voice. There, standing at the edge of the stage, was Eric Roberts, the CEO of Kaleidoscope Entertainment. Everyone knew that Eric Roberts despised the games and the drama that the modeling industry was known for. People started wondering whether he was about to drag Emma off the stage. The entire hall seemed to be holding its breath, waiting for the axe to fall. A whoosh of surprise sounded as Roberts walked over to Emma and stood next to her. With the commanding tone of a man used to being in charge, he turned to Julius and said, "She's not the one that should get lost. You are. Your manners, it would appear, are not nearly as polished as your jewelry." Emma's heart stopped for a moment. Who would have thought that her new husband, a man she'd only just met for the third time, would stand up for her like that? The reporters were stunned and began to worry. If they'd known earlier that Emma had ties with Eric Roberts, they would never have been so rude. Julius Taylor knew he could not afford to offend the CEO of Kaleidoscope Entertainment. After a few moments of silence, he reluctantly said, "My apologies, Mr. Roberts. I didn't know about your relationship with—" "I have no relationship with her," Eric responded. "I'm simply disgusted with your behavior." Eric began to walk away, but then turned back and announced, "Mark my words. This woman will be a star in the modeling industry again." The media were in a frenzy. What does Eric Roberts mean by this? Does he intend to sign Emma Miller? Is this some kind of joke? Whatever the explanation, the reporters no longer dared to focus on Emma. Instead, they shifted the blame to Global. Global's troubles began and, at first, Amber Lee's assistant received the blame. If he couldn't even handle such a small matter, what else would he do wrong? Emma seemed unfazed by the uproar, maintaining an expression of unruffled calm. She changed her clothes and left the event. As she stepped out of the side door, she spotted Eric Roberts' sports car waiting for her. "Get in quickly," he said. Emma got in the car. She was exceptionally grateful for what he had done. "Thank you for today." Eric's eyes slightly narrowed as he smirked. "Did you think I would allow someone to bully my wife in front of everyone?" "Actually, I didn't deserve your help. I intentionally allowed everyone to figure out who I really was," she explained unapologetically. He looked her straight in the eyes. "I know, but you should have asked me for help. Sacrificing yourself to get back at someone is a bit self-destructive, don't you think?" "Maybe." "Where should I drop you off?" "Your home. Aren't we a married couple now?" Emma replied. Since she had made the decision to get married, she was not going to go back on her word, nor feel any regret. "Are you sure? Not only are we married, but tonight is our wedding night." Emma blushed, but nodded firmly. "I am very thankful that you didn't reveal our relationship, but from now on, I insist that you stay neutral. I want to rely on myself to do what needs to be done." Eric did not protest. He enjoyed the idea of a woman who did not want to use him as a stepping stone to her own advancement. He decided to sit back and see what Emma could accomplish. The couple set off. Not long after, Emma received a phone call from her manager, Lisa. "Emma, I've already found evidence of Amber's pregnancy. What do you want me to do with it? Also, this scene you caused at the show today has gone viral. People are really turning against you online. What's the plan?" "Lisa, are you willing to stick with me?" "Do you even have to ask?" Lisa replied. "Would you really expect me to pick that cheating couple over you?" "Then release the statement that I asked you to prepare earlier. But I need to be clear. By doing this, you'll be going up against Global." "I'm not afraid," Lisa exclaimed. "We should have done this sooner. I'll prep the post now and release it before Nathan Davis has a chance to put something out first." Emma hung up, and a peaceful silence settled in the car. But deep down, Emma was nervous. What did Eric think of her? She began to speak, but Eric interrupted. "No need to explain. I heard your conversation just now. I heard it all. But I have one question. Have you always been this honest?" They had pulled up at a red light, and Eric took the opportunity to reach out and gently turn her face toward him so he could examine her with his eagle-like gaze. "I'll always be honest with you, and I really mean that," Emma said, revealing her loyalty. "I don't want you to misunderstand what's going on and think badly of me." Eric was taken aback for a moment, but then he said, "If I were you, I would take things even further." He must have guessed by now what was going on between Emma, Amber, and Nathan. His offer of support deepened Emma's appreciation for her new husband. She vowed to herself that, no matter what, she would remember that day and the promises she made to Eric forever. Meanwhile, Nathan was reeling in disbelief from receiving the news of Emma's exposure on stage. At the same moment, he received a call notifying him of Bellamy's intention to take Global Entertainment to court for breach of contract. In an instant, Global had gotten itself into a heap of trouble, and rumors were spreading across the internet like wildfire. Amber, focused on the video of Emma's performance on stage, pulled Nathan towards her. Look, she wanted to be recognized. She knows the biggest difference between us is our legs. She did it on purpose. Amber, Emma isn't like that. And you know it's not the first time she stood in for you. So, what you're saying is that you trust her? Don't be stupid, Nathan. Someone's going to have to take the blame for all this. Do you really want to lose the Bellamy contract? Do you want to tell everyone that you were the one who asked Emma to stand in for me? If you do that, it'll be the end for us. What are you suggesting? For the sake of Global, you need to make an announcement. You need to tell everyone that you were completely unaware of any of this. And the whole thing was just Emma trying to create hype. You can say that's why she went behind our backs and pretended to be me. I guess, under the circumstances, that's all we can do. Nathan nodded in agreement. But as he was about to pick up the phone to contact Global's head of PR, he received a call from his assistant. Quick, Mr. Davis, check the headlines. Emma's manager has just broken a story. Nathan quickly jumped online to search the news feeds. To his disbelief, he saw that Emma's manager was already a step ahead of them. She had revealed that Nathan had forced Emma to stand in for Amber multiple times over the past 3 years. She had even posted pictures of the two models as proof and had claimed that Emma had been bullied for many years. Seething with anger, Nathan contacted Emma's manager. Lisa, are you crazy? Lisa's laughter resounded on the other end of the call. She calmly responded, I wanted to leave your lousy company for a long time, and hung up the phone. Nathan, this is definitely Emma's doing, Amber said. Quick, we need to cover it up somehow. Nathan immediately started contacting his connections in the media. He quickly had them prioritizing posting the announcement he had prepared earlier, alleging that Emma was just trying to grab the spotlight. In no time at all, Emma and Global Entertainment were trending. No one was aware of the relationship between Emma and Eric Roberts, and no one was brave enough to risk offending Nathan Davis. So at first, Emma was definitely on the wrong side of public opinion, attracting an avalanche of hateful comments. Just as it started to look like her reputation had been damaged beyond repair, the term Emma stand-in jumped to the top of search rankings. Search results were all leading to the news Lisa had released earlier, that Emma was the real victim. Lisa's story had come out first, and the online community made their own decisions. On top of everything else, the fact that Emma had filled in for Amber so many times without causing any trouble and was still being used became the deciding factor. Opinion turned strongly in Emma's favor. In disbelief, Nathan picked up his phone and contacted his PR team, ordering them to spend however much it took to discredit Emma and bury her news. Meanwhile, Eric was on calls with his contacts. If Emma's name disappears from the search rankings, you and your company are done. The media couldn't afford to get on the wrong side of Kaleidoscope Entertainment, even though they didn't understand why Eric Roberts' company would be helping Emma. Even Lisa didn't understand why their plan had run so smoothly. Emma, tell me, are you getting support from another company? No, Emma replied. There is someone who's been helping me behind the scenes, but I can't reveal who he is yet. Okay, we'll talk about it later. Just the thought of Nathan's distraught face is enough to keep me going for now. Are you trying to use this opportunity to leave Global? Eric asked once he and Emma had sat down to dinner. No, that would be letting them off too easy. I'm gonna tear them down, she said with relish. Plus, I've decided to properly get back to modeling. I'm not as well known in the industry as I used to be, so global may still be of some use. You're thinking like this right now because you're angry. What if one day you don't hate Nathan anymore? I've made my decision, and I won't regret it, let alone turn back, Emma said firmly. Eric was very intrigued by his new wife. Emma knew she couldn't hide anything from Eric, so she decided to reveal everything to him. Good or bad, Eric said, I've asked my assistant to arrange a room in this hotel. Tonight, we'll stay here. Emma's ears flushed red as she nodded. That's up to you. After a romantic dinner, Eric took Emma's hand and led her to the hotel's penthouse. She was shocked to see that it wasn't just a regular penthouse. It was the wedding suite. She was still nervous, though, and Eric could sense it. He turned to her and said, I'll have a shower first, so you can have some time to make a decision. If you're not sure, we can put off any official wedding night activities until another time. She felt grateful for his thoughtfulness as she watched him head into the bathroom. But after all, they were already married, and there was no denying the attraction she felt for him. Finally making her decision, she pushed the door open. He looked at her in surprise as she stepped into the shower, fully dressed, and embraced him. I have no regrets about marrying you. Are you sure? I'm absolutely certain. Emma's senses were buzzing. Well, to other people, I am like that. But you're different. Since you're my wife and you're so trusting of me, I'll show you my true self. But Emma, I must warn you, to me, a lie is a lie. If you betray me, I will never forgive you. That night, their hearts had drawn closer together. The next morning, Emma awoke to the blinding light of the sun shining through the window. To her surprise, the spot beside her in bed was empty. She thought Eric had already left, but she found him waiting for her in the living room. I ordered some new clothes for you. We'll leave as soon as you're ready. At that moment, her phone rang. It was Nathan. Eric handed it to Emma, who put the call on speakerphone. Emma, where are you right now? Nathan asked. I was afraid the reporters would find me, so I found a place to hide, she answered calmly. So you don't know what Lisa did? Nathan asked in disbelief. What did Lisa do? Emma tried to sound curious. Thanks to your manager, Global Entertainment is in crisis. I'm counting on you to clear Global's name. Press conference, she thought. That's just going to be another opportunity for him to pin the blame on me. All right, she said. I'm on my way. Eric looked at her with concern and said, I've put my number in your phone. Anytime you need me, just call. Thank you, Mr. Roberts. You can't call me that anymore. I'm your husband. After stepping out of the car, she entered the building through a private walkway. As soon as the staff spotted her, they began whispering to each other. Pretending not to notice them, she knocked on the door of Nathan's office. You're back. Nathan turned to her, holding back his anger. Tell me what happened with Lisa, she responded. Nathan threw a newspaper down in front of her. If you didn't tell her to make this statement, who did? Nathan, we're about to get married. Why would I do something that would hurt you? Emma looked at him innocently. Then how do you explain putting that bracelet on your ankle? You know very well the biggest difference between you and Amber is your legs. Emma just looked steadily at Nathan as he interrogated her. I couldn't wear the crown star anywhere but my ankle. Amber's assistant, Gary, was there. Ask him. He said you made the decision yourself, Nathan pressed on. But why would you believe him and not me? Emma faked a look of disappointment. Look, the damage is done, Nathan said. And now Bellamy is threatening to sue us for breach of contract. You need to fix this. For the sake of Global Entertainment, you have to step up and explain to everyone that your manager created this mess and Global had nothing to do with it. Saying that my manager was responsible is the same as saying I was responsible. You were the one who called me to stand in for Amber at the last minute, Emma cried. Why should I be sacrificed? Because being recognized was clearly your fault. As soon as those words left his mouth, he must have felt that he had gone too far. Emma, please, just this once, okay? After we're married, I promise you this will never happen again. All right, I'll do the press conference. There better not be a next time. Yes, I promise there will be no next time. In fact, Nathan was confident Emma would fall for this kind of stunt again and again. And once they were married, he would be able to control her even more easily. The press conference will be this afternoon at 3. Emma forced herself to look into Nathan's eyes, as if she still loved him. But as soon as she left the room, her gaze turned cold. She would never take the blame for Nathan's messes again. She called her manager. Lisa, Nathan is trying to use me. Of course he is. Tell me what I can do, Lisa responded, ready to fight. At 3 p.m., I'm going to announce that I created this mess and then apologize to Global and the public. But right after that, I want you to anonymously release the photos of Nathan and Amber together at the hospital. You got it. I even thought up a great headline. Exposed. Global Entertainment's boss's affair. He's a big cheating piece of scum. Emma, as long as you're willing to fight, I'm planning to turn you into an international supermodel. International supermodel? Emma repeated to herself. She'd never allowed herself to dream that big. And for now, she just wanted to focus on the present and make Amber and Nathan suffer the consequences of their actions. Just before the press conference at Global Entertainment, Nathan surprised Emma by taking her to lunch at an elegant restaurant in their office building. He even ordered a gorgeous arrangement of red roses for the table. But she just looked blankly at the beautifully set table, not even smiling. I ordered your favorite, sirloin steak, he said, as if offering her a prize. She couldn't believe her ears. After dating for 5 years, Nathan still didn't know what she liked to eat? What's wrong? He asked. Before she could respond, the chef approached the table with their meals and said, Miss Miller, I'm pleased to present you with your favorite dish, filet mignon. On behalf of Frederick's Restaurant, congratulations on your marriage. Pointing to her plate, Nathan quietly said to Emma, Wait, is this really your favorite? Emma ignored Nathan and spoke directly to the chef. Thank you, but we aren't married yet, and I'm so impressed that you remembered what I liked. The chef acknowledged her words with a nod and a smile and left them to their meal. Emma turned back to Nathan. We should eat. We still need to get back to the office and discuss the script. Inside, she felt like screaming, but she kept her composure. Just then, she received a text from Eric with the heading 0819. 0819, August 19th. That's the date of our wedding, she thought. The filet mignon is from me. The chef was referring to our wedding. Emma smiled to herself and typed her response under the table. How did you know I was here? I have my ways of finding out, Eric responded. She glanced around the restaurant but couldn't spot Eric. How had he organized something so thoughtful? Even though she couldn't see him, she could sense his powerful presence. Emma, what are you looking at? Nathan asked, waving his hand in front of her face. Oh, nothing. She shook her head and calmly changed the topic. Nathan, when are we actually getting married? After all this commotion has settled down, he answered. You do realize that the Top 10 Model Award could be Amber's big break. She's so lucky to have your help. Otherwise, her career could be in ruins. He poured them both some wine and raised his glass to hers. I'll help you both get what you deserve. Emma smiled sweetly at Nathan, taking full advantage of her charming dimples. But he didn't notice her beauty or hear the hidden meaning in her words. His thoughts were with Amber. He had totally succumbed to her allure and could think of nobody else. After the press conference, I need you to call your manager, he told Emma brusquely. We're going to have to take legal action against her. All right, Emma responded, but there was no way she was going to let him retaliate against Lisa. By the time they finished their lunch, reporters from all areas of the media were waiting at the global offices to hear what Emma had to say. Since retreating from the public eye, her name had all but disappeared. Today was the perfect opportunity to do a little digging into her life. Emma approached the podium and reached for the microphone. The reporters began shouting over each other, each wanting to be called on first. Emma, your name is trending everywhere. You're topping the search rankings. How much did you pay for that? Emma, are you jealous of Amber's place in the spotlight? Miss Miller, did you create this scandal just to get attention? Finally, Emma cleared her throat and got everyone's attention and began to speak. I want to apologize for damaging Global Entertainment's reputation and casting doubt on Amber Lee's integrity. At the Bellamy show, I decided to appear on stage and display the bracelet. That decision was mine alone. The goal was to stir up attention and regain my place in the spotlight. Neither Global Entertainment nor my manager had a part in this plot. The responsibility is mine alone. Thank you all for coming. The reporters went completely silent. They'd never seen a celebrity admit wrongdoing so readily and in such a straightforward manner. Emma thought that the press conference was now over, but before she could turn away, she heard Nathan ask Global's creative director to come to the podium. This was not the first time Miss Miller has behaved this way, he said, obviously coached by Nathan. But we are willing to give her one final chance. Emma, I hope you've learned from your mistakes and that we can trust you not to repeat them again. Emma couldn't believe her ears. Not the first time? She repeated to herself. Nathan, you are ruthless. But true to her word, she remained silent and left the podium. Just like that, the internet blew up with hateful comments. The public was furious with Emma. At Kaleidoscope Entertainment, Eric overheard his staff gossiping about the press conference. He turned to his assistant, who filled him in on the events of the afternoon. Mr. Roberts, Luke asked, do you want to try and help Emma? Not just yet. I want to see how she deals with it, Eric replied. He had helped her before, but this time he would stand back and see what she could do. He hoped his new wife would show the world just what she was capable of. Emma's announcement that she took full responsibility for the Bellamy fiasco cleared Global's name. Bellamy accepted her apology and believed her when she said she'd acted independently. They even decided to make Amber their spokesperson, as originally planned. Amber's popularity was expected to skyrocket. Global Entertainment, Nathan, and Amber recovered from the incident completely. Emma, however, saw her reputation destroyed. Queen of hype, scheming model, and other, even less flattering hashtags appeared in connection with her name, and the internet was flooded with hateful comments. She tried to remain calm. She knew that the higher Nathan and Amber climbed now, the harder they would fall. But for now, even the office cleaner at Global was giving her a hard time. Miss Miller, could you please move your pretty legs? Can't you see I'm trying to clean up here? Why are you even coming into the office? It's not like you have a show coming up. My back hurts cleaning up after you. Emma's expression turned cold. Even though she had fallen to a low point in her career, it didn't mean she would allow everyone to bully her. She didn't want to make things difficult for the staff, but she had to start standing up for herself. She called Nathan on speakerphone so the cleaner would hear their conversation. Nathan, have I sunk so low that even the office cleaner can bully me? Get her name and tell HR to fire her, Nathan snapped. And after that, come to my office to discuss our next steps. Emma hung up the phone and looked up at the cleaner coldly. Even if I'm no longer a model, you can't talk to me like dirt. I'll let this go for now, but don't let it happen again. The cleaner's face turned pale and she broke out in a cold sweat. She hadn't expected Emma to stand up for herself. I'm sorry, Miss Miller. It won't happen again. Emma knocked on Nathan's office door and entered the room. Emma, your reputation is in shreds, but I've made some arrangements for you to start to redeem yourself. You can start by visiting Amber and show some concern for her to show you're sorry. Maybe you can get some sympathy votes that way. You don't have to mean it. Just put on a show in front of the cameras for a few minutes and we'll broadcast the visit live. Nathan had actually thought Emma would refuse to humiliate herself like this, but she surprised him and nodded in agreement. So you'll do it? Yes, she answered. I haven't had the chance to visit Amber since she got hurt. This is the perfect opportunity.
Nathan was shocked that Emma didn't even hesitate. Emma, on the other hand, had a few ideas of her own. What was Emma planning to do next? Will she plan to humiliate Amber again? What will Eric do to save Emma's reputation? Will Emma ever get the credibility she deserves? How will the world really find out the truth about Nathan and Amber?
Hey, I'm Emma. If you're wondering what happens next, download the Pocket FM app now and listen to the exciting episodes of The Billionaire's Accidental Bride.